Running fast from the way it was. Jump quick to a paycheck. Running back to the strip club. I'm never going back, never going back.
I'm trying to hit the wrong thing. My bad. I'm not feeling so well. Good morning, y'all. What's up? What's up? I'm sorry for being a little tardy. I was trying to get the music going. Not only the music going, but I got some tea after this live. We're not gonna be on long. I'm gonna go and do a quick live about the tea that I have just received. It's not about the missing girl situation. But if you guys watch Bell Collective, it is about that, and it is some legal things that are going to be going on that I will be discussing. Um, we'll be discussing. Hold on. Why? Okay, here it is. So let's get to what we're coming here for. After this live, we're going to jump into what is been going on. So this is the young lady named Keimani. I don't know how to say her name. It might be butchered. Latigue or like we're gonna call her Keimani L. Keimani has been missing, I believe, since last week. It's a lot going on with this case. That is crazy. It's a lot. Um, we're gonna talk about it. She's been missing since the 18th of March, which is last Monday, last Tuesday. Now it's so last Tuesday. It's so much going into the case that the grandmother saying that she knew, you know, the grandmother is so much going on with the thing about the grandmother and who's been going in and out the house. There's a warrant out for the father as we speak. Hold on, let me go to it. Okay, there's a warrant out for her father, Darnell, who they are saying that they believe he was part of the kidnapping and things of that nature when it comes to Keimani. Okay, and this is her father. That is Keimani's father. Now we're gonna do a little dive um on this story. Now, when I went further on Facebook, it's weird because I've seen people say things like, "Oh, she's not missing." People can stop saying she's missing when she's not. That was from somebody named Alicia Miller, and a lot of people say, "Well, who was that? Well, who was that? Well, why would they say that?" We're going to go into it, y'all. Alicia Miller claimed that she knew where this young lady is. Okay. Then Nancy Grace posted this, and she will be picking up on the story. 6 people charged with kidnapping and torturing man for a week. Okay, this is what Nancy Grace said. Now they're saying that people are getting Keimani mixed up with another young lady in Toledo, Ohio. Keimani is 13. She has been missing. There's a lot of speculation coming with the story, so we're going to go ahead and jump into it. Let me go ahead and get my screen share and my TikTok going because TikTok has a lot. We're going to listen to some content creators about it. Um, they said that the grandmother has changed her story. That was only Keimani and her staying in the home. Come to find out, it was just more than Keimani and her at the time. Yep, and it's a lot going on with this case that is crazy. A lot of people are saying, "Oh my God, this is reminding me of the Nazaria Harris." It could remind you of that. Now I'm gonna give you a background about the mom. So Keimani was taken out of her mother's arms and placed into her grandmother's arms when she was born. And ever since then, she has been living with her grandmother. Okay. Let me go back over to it. Um, let's see. Let me play this one right here. We'll go to press conference.
Her grandmother said
just wanted to come home safely. I mean, she's not in trouble. She hasn't been in trouble.
this is a picture of Spring Elementary student Keimani Latigue. The teen has not been seen since Sunday evening after 10 p.m. Her grandmother says she came home from work and the door was unlocked.
It was Monday morning.
Okay.
And when I came home, she wasn't here. Of course, she was supposed to have been on her way to school. But according to the way that the house was set up, once I got here, um, because it was in complete disarray, um, she wasn't here. So I called the school so that I can talk to her, and they said that she wasn't there.
She says Keimani's keys were at the house along with her glasses. Her grandmother says the 13-year-old can't see without them. She also told me the stove was on and you could smell gas.
Other than her and I, it's just the two dogs in the house. So who cut it on? So that was kind of suspicious. Then her glasses and her underclothes were by the couch in the front room. Her pajamas were in the dining room and the floor.
Her family handed out flyers telling people if they see her to call police. The teen's grandmother says she's not the type of kid to run off.
She always calls me and asks me prior to going somewhere, can she go? She's a latchkey kid, so she has her own keys for the home. She has a phone just in case anything happens. She can contact somebody. She's very responsible.
Keimani's father says he saw his daughter late Sunday night after she called him afraid to be home alone.
I came over here because she said that if it seemed like somebody was trying to break into the house. So I sat for an hour, me and my cousin, we sat over here and we left around like 12:30ish.
The girl went missing from Elm and Bronson. Toledo police are investigating.
They came inside, they looked around. The officer requested to see her room, how it was set up and all of that. And she went through some of her things, but they didn't take anything.
11 spoke with Keimani's mom, Tiara Caston, who lives in Cleveland. She says she just got to Toledo Friday to help with the search. The last few days for her have been a nightmare.
I have never had a seizure before in my life, sir, and I've had 3 within the past couple days. It is tearing me up. If my baby don't make it home, I will never be okay again. And I hate to say that because I have other kids.
Family and friends say Keimani isn't the type of girl to get into trouble. They aren't sure why she would go missing or if she was taken, why somebody would want to hurt her.
And we need all the support we can get from anybody. We don't care who it is. Please just come out and help us find my niece.
Okay. Now, according to some reports, the mother did say that in an interview that she had that basically that from what she understood when the grandmother said, "Oh, it's just them," no, it wasn't just them in the house. Hold on. And I'm gonna see if I can find that interview because it said it let me see. Because the mom did come out with some details. The let me see. There is some dysfunctional secrets of Dorothy Latigue and her mother. This would be close to the Zaya Harris case, and this is why people are saying that because what they're saying is, okay, let's go here. So Grandma Dorothy Latigue was able to get custody. How her baby daddy married her mother. Her baby father, who is looking for her, married her mother. And her mother has a Facebook page. That's how she got custody of Keimani. Okay. It's very, very weird. Um, let's see. It's a lot coming with this case. Darnell, the so-called charged father, charge of Keimani Latigue disappearance. Yes, he was just charged with the warrant. They filed the warrant. Let's see how we can look at it. Hold on. My thing isn't set to where I can click back and forth, but I don't know how I did that. They filed this warrant on March 23rd. March 23rd was yesterday. They, now I'm gonna tell you how they did this. Um, Usually judges are on call for things like this, and they can get a judge to sign to go to the judge house or meet the judge at the courthouse, get his authorization to sign for that warrant. They probably got it signed for Friday, and they just checked everything and say, hey, good going. I'm certain the evidence of why they believe it's him, everything else of why they believe that this warrant should go forward for him. They went ahead and filed it yesterday. Yes, it is a Sunday, but they probably did get the okay from the DA office and the judge by Friday, and the DA probably said, "Hey, listen, we went ahead and got the okay for a Sunday." However, this is how it goes sometimes. When they can file warrants on a Sunday and get them approved when it comes to things like this, and it comes to certain things that need to be done. So warrants do and can get approved whenever. That's why judges are on call, and that's why Toledo, Ohio courthouse decided and judged to do this on the 23rd, which was yesterday. So the warrant was posted, that it was out, posted online, everything to let them know, hey, we don't want to hear you ain't know you had no warrant with this. We know you know, because when we posted all of this out and we know it's mainstream, we know you were going to see it. So yes, um, he got to turn himself in. Now I'm trying to, let's see if I could get her interview, but if I can't find it, that's fine. But Keimani's mother is said to say that she does have a TikTok page, and she basically said that yes, her mother Dorothy, in their bed. This is some weird. That's some weird ass shit. That's just weird to me. Dorothy and the baby father, yes, they are. Okay, so this is what the mother commented. Let me see if I can go into details of it and pause it and share it with y'all on this content creator thing. This is crazy to me. And when I heard of that information, I said, "What?" Yeah, she basically said that it's a lot. Dorothy is my bio mom. The cousin's name is KB. Wayne is my brother's, and he's is parting to parole to the house. So yes, when the grandmother said that basically, oh, it's nobody else standing at home, that was a lie. That was a lie. She also, okay, so we're gonna start from the top and go all the way to the bottom. No, we're gonna go from there and then we're gonna go to the top because that's how the comments are going. Wayne is my brother. Wayne stayed there. He paroled to her house. Any other questions, feel free to ask. Then she said, Keimani is not dim, dumb, or drab. She is high functioning and there's nothing wrong with her. She is autistic, but that don't make you slow. Keimani is different levels of autism. I'm not sure. There are some nonverbal autistic children. There are some nonverbal non-movement. There are some that's like and when she say high functioning, she's meaning like, what is that scientist's name? He was very high functioning and very smart, but you could tell he was, what is his name? Lord Jesus, he had the wild hair. Let me look at his name, y'all. That's who it. He was autistic. Let me see if I could get up his name. He was high functioning, meaning Albert Einstein, Isaac, Albert Einstein, who was very high functioning. You had Isaac Newton and Henry Cavendish. They are high function autism. They had high function autism, which means that when it comes to, I'm going to read it to you what it says. Albert Einstein, a renowned scientist known for his theory of relative, displayed several traits associated with autism. He had a delayed speech, which they can have delayed speech, they can speak, but it's kind of delayed, you could tell. Development, and was known for his intense focus on scientific problems, meaning her speech might be delayed, but she could be very focused on anything, right? Like her grandmother say, oh, she had keychains, she could unlock door. Yes, she could do that, but she was very like, if you put a math problem in front of her or a science in front of her, and it's going to take for a minute to figure it out, she's going to figure out that answer. That's what she's saying by high function. She's going to figure it out. If it take her all day to figure it out, she's going to figure it out. This baby, probably you put a calculus question in front of her, she's going to figure it out. That's high functioning. When certain autism kids, like Tony Braxton's son, one of her sons are autistic. When she started working with him and start figuring out how to maneuver with him, he became high function. He started talking, his speech as well. He's in college, top of his class. Who else? This is when you take time with your children who are autistic. One of the moms from Real Housewives of New Jersey, her son was autistic. He had a delayed speech. When she started working hard with him and doing things, he started picking it up. You could tell they have that delayed speech. And now academically, amazing. So there are different types of autism. And a lot of people like to play that when it comes to court cases and things of that nature, okay? But yes, she had some autism, but she is okay. Now, I want to show you what this content creator, this man, had to say about. We're going to play some. His name is Prophet P.I., and I want to share what he had to say about the situation. Hold on. Let me go to my share because his, oh my guy's not, I don't know what I did with this screen, but it was all on the same tab. Now it's separate windows. Hold on, y'all.
My information from the sources. You know, I'm not going to name my sources. They're anonymous for a reason.
We're going to start.
And something else that I really wanted to put in the other video, but I'm going to put it right here. Dorothy Jean, you need to go ahead and get ahead of this. You need to go ahead and start talking because there's a lot of stuff that is out here. You know, just like everything else you sell out of your house, everything you have with your mobile kitchen and stuff. I don't know if that business is still active, but I did see your business license. I don't know if it's not, but all that stuff that you're selling, there were other things that was being sold from that house also. And it dealt with people, if you catch what I'm putting down. And people ask me where I get my information from the sources. You know, I'm not going to name my sources. They're anonymous for a reason. Keep them safe. But just know that what they give me, they're giving it to me and it's the facts because they're stirring up a whole lot of dust. You know, for instance, like the 16-year-old that was adopted in that house with Dorothy, and she ended up getting pregnant by a foster sibling. And Dorothy Jean knew about it, along with some other people. They knew about it, but nothing was said. And then when she was approached about it and stuff through authorities, she blew it off. I don't know anything about it. What are you talking about? Because where's that young girl at now? After she moved out after she had that baby, right? Yeah, she moved out and everything, but she got a story to tell also. And Darnell, the only time people will run or hide, if that's what you're doing, allegedly, if that's what you're doing. But the only time people run and hide and don't want to be found is if you've done something wrong. See, that's called that guilt and pain. Guilt is just like pain. It forces you to feel it. And then that pain is just like guilt. It won't let you rest, sleep, or even eat until you actually tell the truth while you're running, allegedly. Now, Darnell seemed very genuine when he was on that news interview. And he was talking about how him and his cousin, KB, went over there to comfort or stay with Keimani. And then he had to leave saying he had to go to work. I'm finding out that you don't have a job. What's going on? And what's going on with all this stuff about rolling some boots up in some carpet and shower, washing your car from the bumper all the way to the trunk? What's all this stuff about? So right now, Cleveland, Ohio, and Columbus, Ohio, this is going to be a call to action. Every one of you guys are up. If you see him, call 911. Don't approach him. Just call 911. Because if he's running like they say he is, he's wanted then. Because Darnell got some things up under his belt too, up there in Columbus. Several things that a lot of people didn't even know about, but they know about it now. I ain't gonna tell nobody else. Like I said before, this baby has a story to tell. And we need to make sure she's safe. We need to find her there and everything. We need to find this baby. She's number one priority. And if you're trying to prevent that, then you are a problem. You got something to do with it. And something else that I really wanted to put in the other video, but I don't put it right here. Dorothy Jean, you need to go ahead and get ahead of this. You need to go ahead and start talking. Because there's a lot of stuff that is out here. You know, just like everything else you sell out of your
y'all,
house.
that's what he had to say. I'm not sure where he getting his sources from. But I believe that he probably has talked to the y'all excuse me, somebody on it, the daughter at some point. And we're gonna go into something else he had to say. We're gonna click on this one.
All right, we are finding out there's an active warrant out here for Darnell Ogletree. All right, we are finding out there's an active warrant out here for Darnell Ogletree, aka Darnell Jones. He has aliases. And his alias, when I pulled it up, he has a very lengthy record.
Y'all.
Also, somebody hit me up yesterday regarding what he did a while back to a younger family member. And now that I see the alias, I see it on there. This is a scanned document, public document that is on the Toledo Municipal Court website, where you can see where they have a warrant out for his arrest for abduction. And they have his name up there, Darnell Jones, with his alias over here, Darnell Jerome Ogletree. These are some of his charges from previous incidents. I mean, like I said, it's very lengthy. I'm not going to show you all of them, but you can go see them for yourself, because here's one of them right here. And all you got to do is click on that red button right there. It says priors. It'll show you all his stuff. And this right here is the current one right now, abduction removed from place found. That's very concerning. If you have a warrant out for this right here, abduction and removal from place found, what happened, Darnell? And the cousin that he had with him is KP. This is KP right here. This is another photo of him right here. I'll get him some more. And these right here are some of his most recent charges for him, for Darnell. There's so many twists and turns regarding this entire thing. Dorothy, from what I'm finding out, there was another foster family that had Keimani. Another foster family that had her and also some other kids. They said she wasn't supposed to have none of these kids because of what happened in the past with the other children that were taken from her. This is deep, y'all, because this other foster family said, we don't know how she was able to get a hold of this child or any other child. And like I explained to them, the same way I explained to y'all.
Because it must be some truth that allegedly she married Keimani's father to get her. It has to be some truth to it, because there is no way she could have got her being a single parent. I'm sorry. Let me tell you something. They look at single parents differently when it comes to wanting to adopt a foster. They come very hard with them, and it's it take a longer process. Remember, I told y'all Keimani mom said that she married her baby father after she was taken out of her arms.
Other video, the same way that she fabricated all this stuff regarding Tiara in order to get Keimani away from her, the same thing she did for all these other children. All the stuff that they're doing, it's just a whole pot of lies. That's what it is. So far we have Darnell, we have Dorothy, we have Shabunk, whatever her name is, her old man that was staying there, which Dorothy can't deny, even though she's been denying it, but they live there, okay? Everybody stays in this house. Then you have other people who are associated with Dorothy, and they're all sketchy. And when you do a history check on this household, how many offenders that were registered lived in this household, that were affiliated with this household? How long has she been living there? How long has all these other children been living there? Even the 16-year-old that ended up getting pregnant by a foster sibling and then ended up moving out there shortly after that right there in that household. It's not safe. I'll bring you more as soon as I find out more. I'm still praying for this baby to be found, praying for Tiara, praying for the rest of the family, Cat and all them. Man, y'all lift them up, still come together as a village. I am so happy now that there's some type of action going on.
Don was arrested this morning by Toledo. It hasn't hit mainstream news. Let me see. By Toledo Police Department this morning. They found him and arrested him. He has been arrested. Let me see. I want to find his mom's interview so bad. and I don't know where to search. But I want her interview. And when I find it, I'm going to do a separate live and we're going to go over it. We sure are. We sure are. Okay, now this is called The Real. She's on TikTok, y'all. She does a lot of this content. Her name is The Real Big Draco. Shout out to The Real Big Draco. Big Draco is on TikTok. She does a lot more of this as well. And we're going to watch the story of how she told it. Hold on, y'all.
Information in the case of missing teen Keimani Latigue. So finally, y'all, we have an updated picture of Keimani. Now, Keimani, she's still missing, but we are now learning more information on the family dynamic because I know a lot of people were wondering where was her mom, why was she living with the grandmother, and her mom actually went live last night on Facebook. So from the information that I gathered, when Keimani's mom actually gave birth to her, she was taken away from her at the hospital. So the grandmother, Dorothy, the person that Keimani was living with, allegedly there were a bunch of false allegations made against Keimani's mother by her. She said that Keimani's mother was on drugs, she was homeless. So Keimani has been living with her grandmother since she's been born. So that explains why Keimani lives with the grandmother. Now, another thing that I want to point out in this case is, if you remember when Keimani's grandmother did that interview, she specifically said that nobody lives in that house but her and her granddaughter.
Other than her and I, it's just the two dogs in the house.
But you guys, in a live video last night, Keimani's mother actually came out and said, no, I know for a fact that my mom has people living in that house. So from what she's saying, her mom picked up these random people off the street, and these people live with her mother. So apparently it's this lady and it's her boyfriend. But the boyfriend has a very lengthy criminal history. And from what some of her friends at school are saying, Keimani would vent to her about things that he was doing to make her feel uncomfortable. So the reason why I'm pointing this out is because it's something else that the grandmother said in that interview that kind of caught my eye. She said that her granddaughter's underwears were left in one place and then her pajamas was left in another place.
Kind of suspicious. Then her glasses and her underclothes were by the couch in the front room. Her pajamas were in the dining room and the floor.
So y'all, my thing is this: if you know you have these strange people living in your home, why would you then turn around and say, oh, nobody lives with me but Keimani and the dogs? If you saw that her underclothes were left in one spot, her pajamas were left in another spot, something in that home had to have happened to this child. Okay, so in the live last night, the mother basically came out and said, look, there was a situation that took place that is very alarming. So since listening to the mother, I know listening to that interview, a lot of people was like, the mother does not sound genuine. But I think the mother was not around for a lot of the stuff that was going on. So the mother honestly doesn't know. Because you have to remember, Keimani has been living with the grandmother since the day she was born. So the mother, she said in a live that she had some people that was out looking for Keimani, some of her cousins, some of her relatives. When one of these cousins had to end up using the bathroom. Now, they were in like the area of the grandmother's house, so they decided to just go to Dorothy's house to use the bathroom. Now, y'all, they're saying that when they went to this house, the first time they knocked, nobody came to the door. So they end up leaving. Now, once they started to leave, they then saw a light turn on upstairs, so they knew that somebody was home. But once they went back to try to knock again, nobody still answered the door, but they heard shuffling in the house. So they decided to leave. The cousin was like, I'll just hold it. It's not that deep. But eventually they had to use the bathroom. They couldn't hold it. So they decided to go around the house. And that's when they heard something strange, y'all. Listen to this.
He said that while he was back there, he said he couldn't pinpoint where the sound was coming from. But he heard a female voice say, stop, that's enough, stop.
So the cousin is around the house just trying to use the bathroom. And that's when he hear all these noises and people screaming, stop. So at some point in time, the grandmother ends up pulling back up to the house. And y'all, what they say they saw the grandmother do is completely crazy. Listen to this.
Pull up, run up to the house, to the side of the house, open the garbage, throws the bag in there, and then runs in the house and locks the door. And so my little cousin's like, wait, because I know she saw us. Why she ain't say nothing? And what was in that bag? So they go in the trash can on the side of my mama's house. And when they opened it, They said it was a Dollar General bag with balled up clothes in it. And on top of the bag was a set of gloves, like rubber gloves. And they said that some of them clothes in that bag looking like it had blood on it.
So the grandmother, Dorothy, she comes back home, she throws a bag in the garbage, and she runs in the house and locks the door. The cousins, they're curious, so they go to the garbage and look in the garbage, and they see a bag with clothes and gloves in it that look like it has blood on it. So to confirm this, I actually saw a post that was written by another family member. And as you can see, y'all, the first thing they post about is that bloody stuff that was found in the garbage.
Okay, so it says there were bloody clothes and gloves found in the trash can outside the grandmother's house and was confiscated by the detectives. The police, the original panties Keimani had on were not found. The grandmother gave the detectives a random pair that obviously would not have shown anything at the lab. Video footage from the neighbors do not show Keimani leaving the house. There are 2 other people staying in the grandmother's house upstairs that are not family members. One being the Mormon that was claiming to be Keimani's mom with the flyer when the first began. Shabuka or something like that. They have not been seen since the beginning of the search. A person that was part of left the grandmother's house, and she was out of there to let him know. Okay, basically, y'all read that. But basically, people remember what I told y'all? They said that somebody was saying in the group was like, no, she at somebody's house or something like that. A lot of stuff finna come out, but we finna keep going.
They also go on to say that there was video footage from neighbors' ring cams, and Keimani never left their house. They also go on to talk about the people that were living upstairs in the grandmother's home. And y'all, this case is just extremely sad because in my opinion, I feel like something happened to this baby in that grandmother's home.
Yep.
Now, y'all, I give everybody the benefit of the doubt, and it's very rare that you hear me accuse anyone of anything. But this case is reminding me so much of Naziah Harris' case. It's crazy. What was going on in this grandmother's home? Why was she housing people that she didn't know?
Yep.
Now, let me say this. Everything is alleged for legal reasons. I'm not accusing anyone of anything. But somebody knows where this baby is, and police need to get the cadaver dogs and search dogs around their home. And they need to search their grandmother's car because I'm telling you, y'all, somebody knows something. Now, Prophet P.I., he's actually talking to the family. So if you go over there to his page, he has a lot of more information. Comment below. Let me know your thoughts on this update. All right, you guys. So we are now learning more information in the case of missing teen Keimani Latigue. So,
okay. I might go and look at Prophet P.I. and see. He probably have a lot more stuff because he is talking to the family. I'm gonna say this. I believe that little girl was in that house and they moved her when people started picking it up. And that's how they picked up on Donnell. Somebody's talking. And I feel like we're going to get more information on this. I hate to say it, but I do. Hold on, let's see. We're going to go to some more of his videos. Hush, Milo. Come back. Hold on, y'all, for the share the screen. Y'all hear Milo whining, child. He wants some attention.
Latigue is getting very, very fishy. And I'm looking side-eye right now at everybody. The dad, the so-called cousin, the grandmama, everybody right now up there in Toledo, Ohio. Now, I just had a little bit more information shared with me. I don't know if these are true or not, but it appears to be, okay? It appears to be. And what I'm ready to show you, these are text messages that the grandmother has. And it appears she is texting herself regarding a ransom.
What?
These are text messages of somebody texting themselves.
Now, remember it came out that the grandma was falsifying that it was a ransom and all this and that? And people are saying that, nah, the grandma texted herself and all. This is what they were talking about.
Because a text message, when you send them, everybody already knows they're going to come in different colors. It's going to have a reply on each side from the receiver and the sender. Explain this, Miss Latigue. These don't make any sense at all. You are texting yourself. Something is not adding up at all. The milk stinks and the water stinks. And also, what I'm hearing too is the father is not the father. He's the stepdad, or who is he? Who is this guy? Who is the cousin? What's going on? The police got a lot of digging to do, a whole lot. I'll bring you more as soon as I find out more. This whole thing regarding Keimani Latigue is getting very, very fishy.
Let it load, y'all.
Regarding this case up there with Keimani Latigue up there in Toledo, Ohio, I know I done bought you 2 other videos. You can go watch those. But I feel deep down in my spirit, real deep down, that something was going on in that household. And now they're trying to cover their tracks. They're trying to point the direction away from them. But something is going on. The milk stinks and the water stinks. We did verify that these text messages came from the grandmother's phone. So all of this right here is legit from her, texting herself. And I'm going to tell you right now, guilt is just like pain. It's going to force you to feel it. And pain is just like guilt. It's not going to allow you to think straight. You can't even eat. You won't be able to rest until you start telling the truth. And somebody's trying to make up their own truth in order to point the fingers away from them. I got a whole lot of questions regarding grandmama, the men that stay in that house, and whoever else is in that house, and what goes on in that house. This baby right here, if she ran away to be safe. Something happened, and she got a story to tell. She's got a story to tell that's going to get a whole bunch of people in trouble. Now, everybody's innocent until proven guilty. But right now, the milk stinks and the water stinks. So, Dorothy Latigue, you got some talking to do. Because I personally feel that you staged that house to look like it was in disarray. Everything that's going on with that house right there, it was staged. Then I'm also finding out, allegedly, that the man that claimed that he's the dad that came over there is not the father. He's one of her boyfriends, and they all live in the house or stay in the house, and all they do is smoke and they sip and they sell tamales out of that house. Some people say they nasty, but they said you sell tamales out of that house. And they also said, you ain't got no job. You are at home all the time. So what's the truth? One or two things happen in that house. Either Keimani ran away to be safe because she was being hit on, people kept laying hands on her, things kept happening to her, and she wanted to get away. Or y'all done staged it to make it seem like she ran away. I'm going to hold my thoughts. I also want to know why Keimani doesn't stay with her mother and why her mother lives in a totally different city. It's a lot of things not adding up. I don't know. I'm just asking questions right now. This baby got a story to tell, and she's going to tell on everybody. Keimani, if you see this, we want you to know you got an entire village behind you. It's time to start talking. Don't be afraid. Nobody's going to hold you back this time because the world knows. I got a lot more, but I'm going to hold on.
Okay, let me stop sharing that real quick. That goes back to what I was saying when someone posted this. Was it this? Yeah. She's not missing. Can people stop saying she's missing when she's not? That lady, Alicia Miller, said that girl is somewhere safe, y'all. That girl is somewhere safe away from them. So everybody was asking, okay, when we know where she is, where is she? She never said anything. Okay. He goes deeper into a lot more, and we're going to watch it. Hold on, y'all. And I believe she knew something was going on. My bad. Here we go. I'm gonna play a little bit more, and then I'm gonna go ahead and end this live. Yep. Like that. And then if you remember, she said, "Oh, she was in elementary school." That little baby. Hold on, let me share it with y'all. My bad. Okay, so this is what she looked like. This young girl is 13. So for her grandmother to say, "Oh, she was in middle school," she was never in middle school. She's 13. She isn't.
I mean, go ahead and just update the picture of Keimani
elementary school. Keimani is in middle school.
Because I don't know why they would show a younger picture of her when she looks like this right here. Why would you put out a picture like this right here, Grandma? Family? Well, why would y'all put out a picture like this, knowing she don't look nothing like this at all anymore? That's a younger picture. This right here is her. This is what she looks like, guys. So we out there looking for a younger child. Come to find out, she's taller. her hair, she got natural hair and everything. She's a bigger girl. I'm also seeing the rumors where, there are students literally commenting, her classmates commenting, saying that she was at school on Monday. What's going on? Some people are even saying that Monday, one of the coaches saw her, talked to her, and saw her walking with her grandmother on Monday. What? There's also a lady who works at a convenience store who saw her at 10:30 that morning, Monday morning. Saw her, she came in and got a drink and she left back out. She was going back down LaGrange towards the elementary school. Right now, it's just a lot of stuff being said. It's a lot of people coming forward. Even a lot of her classmates are coming forward. The school, they don't have no reason to lie to say that they saw that child Monday morning. They said they saw her there and then saw her at around 5:30 that evening also when she was walking with her grandmother. Why did the grandmother wait to report her missing on Tuesday when the grandmother said that she went missing on Monday? And my question got answered because yesterday I asked, why wasn't she with her mother and why did her mother live in a different city? Well, I got the answer now that, this right here, guilty of endangering a child, DV, aggravated assault, and she has to wear an ankle monitor. This was back in 2017. I also saw where one of the students said, this is allegedly that Keimani had complained to some of her friends and told them that her grandmother had hit her in the head with a toaster. What? Was all this stuff reported? Was CPS involved? Have they been involved to make sure that this child right here is safe in a safe environment? Another thing I'm finding out also is one of the family members, a cousin, has been crying aloud, has been trying to get people to pay attention to what's going on in that home, but nobody's been listening. She's been discounted. So now they're listening loud and clear right now. You guys know what she looks like now. Let's continue to search for Keimani because we want to make sure that she is safe. So this is still boots on the ground. Figured I'd go ahead and just update the picture of Keimani Latigue because I don't know why they would show a younger picture of her when she looks like this right here. Why would you put out a picture like this right here, Grandma, family? Why would y'all put out a picture like this knowing she don't look nothing like this at all?
Nothing like that at all. When they said 13, I knew for sure. We're gonna go ahead and move up to another. Did I play this one? And we're gonna wait.
Let's address this. Keimani is the granddaughter of Dorothy. Dorothy lied on Tiara while Tiara was having the baby. Tiara invited her up there in order to see her granddaughter. Dorothy lied on her, said that she was homeless, said that she was on narcotics and all this other stuff. She fabricated an entire story. And the moment that Tiara had this baby right here, Dorothy came up there with authorities and told them this fabricated story and took this baby from her. And then from there, did not allow that side of the family to come visit their relative, Keimani. Now, it's a lot of things that's been happening with Keimani living in that household. A lot of things have been covered up. And since people are saying that I'm not coming with facts, let me give you a little bit of fact right here. There was one summer that Keimani went to a friend's house, and she told her friend and her friend's mother what's been going on in her household. People violating her, people putting hands on her in a way they shouldn't. Men, they shouldn't be putting their hands on her the way that they were putting it on her. They were violating this child. She told them. And then the mother of the friend tried to talk to Dorothy and getting Dorothy to allow Keimani to stay at their house and go to school from there. But Dorothy came up with this story and said, oh, those people don't live there anymore. See, Dorothy knew what was going on. She knew what was going on with a lot of people, especially people that I've already named. She knew what was going on, what they did. And I'm like, why are these people not in the ground right now? Because you know this stuff, but yet you want to keep it a secret. You see, the sad thing about it is Tiara, the other cousins, Kat and all them, they didn't know that this baby was missing until some of them found out on Facebook. And Tiara, she found out because somebody told her later on. They didn't notify her earlier on. They told her later on. I see a lot of people coming for Tiara. I see a lot of people coming for Kat and the rest of the cousins. I see a lot of people coming for them. But y'all looking in the wrong direction. And I feel like this, if you're going to attack somebody, if you're going to come at them sideways out the side of your neck, selling wolf tickets and stuff, especially when Dorothy pulled a firearm twice on Kat and them, just because they were looking around, they wanted to search the abandoned house next door and they wanted to look in the house and stuff. And for her to do that, you're hiding something. See, this is what's happening. The chickens have come home to roost. Everything that you tried to hide over the years, everything that you lied about over the years is come to a head and you have been exposed now. You see, Dorothy and them don't want her to be found. You know why? Because she got a story to tell. Keimani has a story to tell. And when she tells that story, it's going to be a whole lot of people in handcuffs. A whole lot of people are going down. They're going to end up getting registered and they're going to do a lot of time in prison. Anyway, Keimani has a story to tell. And I pray they find this baby. I hope this is not another. And something else that I really wanted to put in the other video, but I'll put it right here. Dorothy Jean, you need to go ahead and get ahead of this. You need to go ahead and start talking because there's a lot of stuff that is out here. Since we on the subject of Ohio,
officers were called to Bolt Street yesterday afternoon for a report of a child in cardiac arrest. The 12-year-old was unresponsive and pronounced dead at Akron Children's Hospital just a short time later. Akron police say their preliminary investigation revealed that there was foul play involved. Officers arrested 23-year-old Anthony McCants on a felony child endangering charge.
This happened in the 100 block of South Balk Street. They said the 12-year-old had cardiac arrest. What happened? So they're saying that when the first responders first arrived, they found this 12-year-old boy unresponsive, and he was transported to the hospital where he later was pronounced deceased. And they arrested this man right here, Anthony McCants. He's 23 years old. I'm finding out he's the stepbrother. So what happened? And I'm also finding out, too, that I think he's a wrestler. So they said during this investigation, they found out that there was foul play involved. What did he do to this child? Was this a fit of rage? Was it something where it was jealousy involved? Something happened in his house. I'm waiting to get more information, but this is totally sad, man. Here it is now. We have another child that'll never be able to live out their future. We have another child who didn't deserve what happened to them. We have another child that's going to be a hashtag. We have another child who the family won't get to see them be great. But I'll bring you guys more as soon as I find out more regarding this right here. It happened Saturday. Today's Monday. Not much is being spoke on it. I saw a few posts on it, but not a lot. Since we're on the subject of Ohio,
officers were called to Bolt Street yesterday afternoon for
Instead of talking, y'all could hear me. All right, y'all. So that's basically what's going on. I'm going to find the you're welcome, Diamond. I'm going to find the video and of the mom's and hey I just seen your comment, girl. I had to move it because I wasn't feeling good. Well, I'm gonna do one more live and on something else, then we're gonna pivot on. But I'm gonna find the video of the mother interview, and we're going to talk about that tomorrow. I'm going to log in. We're going to do that tomorrow morning. I'm supposed to go back to work today, so I'm going to try to get myself back right for the rest of the day. But I'm going to find that video, and we're going to discuss the live, and we're going to go through reacting on the live that she did, and we're going to talk about it. So I want to say thank you guys for watching. I'm going to end this live and come back with another one in about 5 minutes. And we're going to speak on that. It's a very another important live. There's so much going on. So much going on when it comes to children and women and men at this point. It's a lot. So I want to thank you guys for watching this video. I will be doing a part 2 tomorrow. We're going to go with the mom's live tomorrow with more details. She has way more details that we need to discuss this case. And let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you guys think, could happen? What do you think? Do you feel like the grandma is hiding something? I do too. I do. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in 5 minutes in the next live.